I want to show you what I'm seeing when I go to the test page. When I pull it up on Firefox, you can see that it's just about right, except down here you can see that the button is being cut off. So, and then like the box is just slightly off center. It's just there's like a little ledge or something over here. So obviously it's viewing differently. Let me see if I can pull Chrome up real quick. I don't have it up. I don't have Internet Explorer on this. I believe if I remember right, Internet Explorer it Chrome, I believe it just looked off. Let's see if I can pull it up real quick. Okay, yeah, see you can see a little bit more of the button in Chrome. So it's obviously a viewing issue between, I don't know if you can just I don't know what has to happen to make it view properly in all browsers, but obviously not being able to see the button at all, it's you don't even know where to click here. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this out. I'm going to pick tonight, and we'll just test it real quick. Um, put this in, and when I tested it last week, I believe it was correct, and I did get all the reminders. I can barely pick the button. There it is. Okay, so the problem was it's showing 757, and I believe that should be. Let me go back and see my note that I said to you. I don't know if I wrote it in email. I'm drawing a blank on the numbers for the. Okay. Um, no, I didn't write it in here. I thought I did. I'll have to pull. Oh, here. Okay, here. It's still going through and it's in the wrong event. The event ID should be the one ending 4DF8. It's 08FA9E4DF8. That's the event that should be being tagged and all that stuff and going through into OAP. It's actually, and you can see it up here in the URL, it's the one ending 757 is the one it's going through to. Okay, so when I just clicked that form, you could see it up in the URL as it transferred over to this countdown page. And the wrong event ID is showing up here. Okay, now here's the weird thing, because that should be the whatever I just said, the DF8, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, the DF8 ending one. So here's the thing. Okay, it says that my countdown page, it says that I'm registered properly for this. When I go into OAP, this is our OAP account, and I'll pull my record back up. Here I am right here. Okay, so it's actually registered me for the DF8. So in a way, it's doing the right thing. So it's going through to OAP, which is the follow-up sequence. So actually, it's not a huge deal that it shows up in the URL. I just know that that's not right. So it actually is recording to Office Autopilot correctly. So that's perfect. It's got me in the right deals here. If I look down, all the tagging is correct. Here's the form that I filled out. So actually, again, it isn't making a huge problem, I think. So I just don't understand why this event ID is even showing. It, so I don't know. If you can't, I guess if it's not creating a problem, maybe we should just leave it. But when we start duplicating this over and over for the other niches, the other events we have out there, and we have a lot of them, I don't want this to come back and bite us because this event ID is up here when there's really no reason for it to be up here. It should be showing the event that they just registered for, not some other random event. I don't even know where this event ID is coming from. But maybe it's on, I mean, I guess it could be on the stealth end. Um, so, I mean, I just fixed that code in the form like they said, but I'm still not seeing any changes. Of course, I could be cookied in, so maybe it's not showing. I'll refresh my history and see if I can do it again and see if it corrects itself. But the biggest thing is that cosmetic issue on the actual page itself. This one, cosmetically, it's off. So right here needs to be fixed, and we don't want the page down any longer. So if you can compress it upward or something so that this button shows, that would be ideal. If you can't, just try not. The thing we're trying to avoid is that the special report needs to be seen from the bottom of the page. Now, obviously, if they're on small screens, that we can't do anything about that. But on a general screen, we want this to peek up off the bottom of the page so they know that it's down here. Before, that form was so long, you couldn't tell that there was anything below the video in the form. So what we were hoping is to make this smaller so that the button and everything shows up here. I really don't care that there's any there. I think originally there was like that. There was some other things below the button. I can't remember what it was. It was something about viewing the video, maybe, or something. I don't know. All I need is the button to show. I don't care about anything else below it that was on the stealth form originally. I just need the button to show, obviously, on all browsers. So I need you to check it in as many browsers as you can to make sure it's viewing. But again, when you fill out the form, for whatever reason, that other webinar number is showing when you go to the landing page. However, when I check it in Office Autopilot, it's not showing that at all. So I'm not bent out of shape over it, but if you see a way to correct that, we probably should correct it. And maybe what I just clicked on the form, because let me show you real quick what I checked. I don't know if you're very familiar with this system or not. I would give you access, but I'm not allowed to. So I guess when they originally set this up, they hooked it through the form that they created here. So you can see here the thank you page, or that page I just landed on after I filled out the form. It says it's DF8. And so what I did when I opened the form, he said to go to settings. So I went to settings, and I went down here and it says pass CGI variables to the landing thank you page. So I checked that and saved. So I might refresh and see if it fixes the issue. But I don't know, see what you can see on your end. But those are the only issues that are left. And then I had asked you to go ahead and try to make a auto page. So copying what we did. Actually, not copying what we did. I think I sent it to you. Let's see here. Where is it at? I think here. Okay, so I sent you the auto event number, and I sent you a video that I wanted you to copy and create a test page for the auto version. Okay, and then I gave you the event ID and registration stuff. The page that we had originally set up for this, just like we had, it is royalty rewards / auto repair. Now here's the deal. There is no video for that yet. Oh. You know what? Give me a second. I will find out if we have the video. Because I believe it's a different video. Because the video you just made is for restaurants. I'm sorry, the page that we were just working on is for restaurants. I believe we have a separate video that's specifically geared to auto. And then I think we have another video that's like generic. So I believe we're going to have to copy and take the do what we did before, where we copy the page and made a test page until we get it right, and then put in the new variables for this event, because obviously they're going to be different than the one we just set up. So I don't know, and this form is different, this page is different, so you can't just copy the restaurant one. We're going to have to copy this, and then we're going to have to put the video up there, put the form up there, and try to mimic what we did. layout wise with the restaurant, but using this new event ID that I sent you, which is this ending 363. So let me find out about that video first, and then that will hopefully allow you um, to do the same thing we did in the restaurant layout wise and do it with this auto page. But I do want to copy it and get it right before we make it live. So just like the restaurant one we just did, once we get that right, that test page, and I say it's 100% okay, we're going to switch it out for the existing one, which is, I believe, yeah, this is the one that's live right now so people can see it. And it was just, obviously it looks all clunky with, because this is like how Stealth sent it to us and we didn't like it at all. That's why we're having you kind of change it a little bit so it looks the way we want it to look, because you can see how far down our report was when we use their version of it. So what we're going to do, as soon as I get that restaurant one you're working on right now, get the button fixed. Like I said, this part right here, we do not need that. It could be totally cut off for all I care. But once we get the one we're testing fixed, we're going to switch it out in the replace of the one that's live right now, because we don't really like it. So that's kind of the way we're going to do it. And once we get this one done, then we'll move to that auto one. Once we get it done, we'll move to the other ones. There's several that we want to do this with. So okay, so see about that cosmetics on our test page, that getting this button issue fixed on all browsers without hopefully pushing this down too far. And then if you can figure out why it's still showing that other event ID when it switches over, let's fix it. If not, like I said, at least it's going through to Office Autopilot correctly. So that's really the major worry we would have anyways. But I would like to make sure, because I don't want it to cause problems later. I don't know why it would, but it just shouldn't be there. It's just some other event ID that somehow has gotten into the code, I guess. So take a look at those things and then let me know about this cosmetic issue. Once we get that fixed, we can make it live and move on to the auto one. Okay? Thanks.